Srinivas Garu, kindly take the mic back. Now, you work as an interview company. You are also as an interface between industry and the IP people who want to do the IP process, right? Yes. So, the question is in that aspect. Now, what are the strategies that need to be employed between if there's some academician or academic institute would like to start the IB process and what are the stages that they are actually need to go through so that the overall process will be very smooth?
I take the perspective of institutions actually. So institutions, the faculty or the professors who are working in the institutions, they initiate something based on their previous experience, and or very few actually take a problem from the industry, but they do some innovation, and all that they actually in India I'm talking about, all that they actually try to do is actually to publish it as well to actually create an IP out of it. So what they are actually lacking, at least most of them, is a market research or maybe that a white space analysis or maybe finding that white space so that this innovation goes into a product and enters into the market. So we actually are trying to bridge that gap with proper training or with guidance, if you call. So we are actually exploring different products which this innovation goes into, and actually giving information to them as a white space report or maybe white space analysis, and then actually they can actually work further actually to improvise that invention so that like it actually fits or can be manufactured as a product. So, but this is a tedious effort, definitely. So it's not that easy with the given knowledge they already have, or the commercialization aspect of the market entry strategy that they already know is a bit tough with the institutions, at least in our uh, part of the country. So, IP facilitation centers are actually targeting to create IPs as of now within the organizations, and they are actually called as EDCs, IPFCs, or maybe innovation cells, whatever they are actually calling, but they are actually targeting to create IPs and not actually very much trying to commercialize them. So this is a gap actually we are trying to fill in, and this is the gap actually they even has to work on institutions as management level at least. So they has to think like to create that avenues so that like they'll meet the inventors or the innovators, they meet the industry. So they take problems from industry and then actually they work on the, the maybe the future inventions. Whatever they have, they can actually assess the current inventions they have so that whether they can actually can be commercialized or not. And also future inventions, if any, actually the subject matter they are actually they know they have interests, they have people in minds, but actually they have to take inputs from industry. So that's what is there's a gap there currently.
Right. So to summarize this, probably we can put it in simple way. The market research is the one thing that every IB holder would like to need to do first in the first, and then whether this idea or IB can be commercialized or not, the goal, so that we need to reach it before we start the journey. Right? Thank you. Thanks for the input. This question is to Mrs. Thomas here. Um, you actually came from the IIT background, right? So now there are if you see the entire all the education institutes, two different parts, IITs, non-IITs, let's say. Okay. Now, what are the lessons that we need to bring